Hi, welcome to Start 3D Modeling, and in this video I will show you how to easily create something like this in Plasticity. Plasticity is a relatively new but interesting 3D modeling program, and in my opinion it is really easy to master software because the direct 3D modeling method is applied here. We don't have an operation history here, which of course in some cases can be a disadvantage, but for a person who is starting to create 3D models and creates 3D models, for example for 3D printing, mainly for themselves, then Plasticity really allows you to quickly start creating your own 3D models. If you would like to learn the basics of 3D modeling in this system step by step in an organized way, then in the description below this video I am including a link to an almost 2-hour guide in which I discuss the basics of working with Plasticity. Now I will move to a new project and show you how quickly such a part can be made. We will start by creating a box. Select the corner box command and place the corner of the box at the origin point of the coordinate system, and we will draw a box with dimensions 100 by 80 millimeters. To specify the dimension, we press the Tab key. Here we can switch between the dimensions of the rectangle. Once we specify these dimensions, we press Enter, and now we specify the height, for example, at 70 millimeters, and I press Enter and Enter again to confirm it, and we have such a box. And now like this, activate face selection mode, we click on this face and press space so that this face becomes a temporary construction plane. And here I will create a rectangle. I place the first corner of the rectangle in this spot and press the Tab key. I type 10. I press the Tab key again. I type 10 and press Enter. Now I activate the Move command. I press the G key. I move this rectangle along the local x-axis and along the local y-axis. I press the X key and here I type -3 because I'm moving in the negative direction of this axis. I press Enter. Now I press the Y key and also type -3 and I press Enter and Enter again to confirm it. And based on this rectangle, I will create a pocket in the solid, which I will then duplicate in a rectangular array, but I will also create helper geometry here. I select line drawing and draw a line from the center of this point to the edge of the solid and click with the right mouse button to finish this. And now I will create a copy of this line so that this line is at the remaining corners of the rectangle, and we will use the mirror operation for this. We select the mirror operation and indicate the mirror plane. Now I switch to line selection, I select this line and again activate the mirror command. And this time I select this plane as the mirror plane and click OK. Now I select the measure distance command and determine the distance from this point to this point. In a moment you will see what we will need this for, and I activate this command again and determine the distance between these points. I close the view of the temporary construction plane. I switch to face selection and select this face. And here, based on this rectangle, we will create a hole in this solid. And now I would like to obtain a hole of such depth that at the bottom the wall has a thickness of 3 millimeters. And I do it like this. I press the Control key, hover over this line, release the left mouse button, release the Control key, and here we have a distance of 70 millimeters, meaning it is simply the value of the solid's height. And here, of course, we know the height of this solid, and now to leave 3 millimeters of material at the bottom, we type 67 millimeters here. I clicked in this spot and switched to indicating extrusion in the other direction. Of course, I don't want to do that. And I press Enter to confirm this. And so here, of course, we knew this value and could have immediately typed 67 millimeters. But I also wanted to show you that by pressing the Control key, we activate a mode in which we can hover over some feature of the solid and the selected operation will be performed up to that feature of the solid. And now to create a hole in this solid based on this extrusion, we activate the difference operation. We press the W key on the keyboard and click with the left button on the solid from which we want to remove material. We click OK and we have a hole in the solid. Now I turn off the visibility of this rectangle. Here I can also turn off the visibility of these lines. Okay. And now based on this pocket, based on this hole, we will create a rectangular array. Of course, I am showing you this on a simple shape, but you can use a different shape here. And so we can also create a rectangular array based on flat geometries. But if in this case we were to create a rectangular array based on flat geometry, then later to create pockets in this solid, we would have to indicate all those geometries. It is doable, but we can also approach this in a slightly different way, and we can perform the rectangular array simply based on this feature. For this purpose, with the Shift key, I selected the faces of this hole. And as I say, it doesn't have to be a square here, it can be a different shape. It is only important that we select all the faces. And now I select the rectangular array command and determine the direction of the array. And now like this, for now, we don't worry about the values. We click more or less in this spot. We have created an array in one direction. And now let's also create an array in the second direction. Here I switch to indicating the array in the second direction. For now it is invisible. I change the number of elements here so that this line appears. And now I drag this line to the other side until some geometries appear. Okay, and we have something like this. For now, it looks in such a way that it is done very freely. We don't have specific values defined here, but that is exactly why we created these helper lines here and added these dimensions so that we could use these values. And here in the first direction, we type 84. I press the tab key. We determine the number of copies in the first direction. Next, I switch to the second direction, and here I type -64 and determine the number of copies in the second direction. For example, 6. I click OK. And in this way we created something like this quite quickly, quite efficiently, without wondering what distance values to use in individual directions. There is no great difficulty here to calculate the length of the array in one direction and in the other direction, but if the part no longer has such regular dimensions, then the application of such helper geometries can be very useful and can significantly facilitate the creation of these types of parts. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to learn the basics of 3D modeling in Plasticity step by step in an organized way, then in the description below this video I am including a link to an almost 2-hour guide in which I show the basics of working with Plasticity. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.